This is Jackie with All Access, and I'm here with Wack and Jenna of Tonight Alive on a gorgeous day here in Baltimore. This is the very last day of the Future Hearts tour. All Time Low is from Baltimore, so that totally makes sense. But what are some highlights from the tour for you guys?
Would you like to speak first?
Why don't I just go ahead? Every day has been a good day on this tour, and the days off have been awesome. We've been able to explore cities, like even today. I mean, it might not sound like much to someone from Baltimore, but we went up to the World Trade Center, and we also saw a Hare Krishna festival in town, and it's just nice. Everything's been, I guess the weather is helping. The sun's out every day, and some highlights would be Tempe was a really good show. Denver was a great show.
Chicago, New York. Yeah, I think they were all great shows, especially for us. We've been here like a little bit, like a couple of times now, and this has definitely been one of the best tours I've ever done here. So, All Time Low are just such sweet, kind-hearted people, and we really, really enjoy touring with them. And we're just lucky that they keep wanting us back.
I can only imagine what's going to go on after this show happens tonight. A little wild. What do you guys do to connect with fans after your sets?
Most of the time, as long as the venue is allowing of it, I will go to our merch table and hang out. And I think a lot of our fans know where to find us as well later. So often it'll be near our buses or something that we hang out and catch up. And I actually tend to know a lot of our fans. I guess there's new faces every time, but yeah, we're constantly developing that relationship and staying in touch over Twitter and stuff like that.
It's really nice that you recognize them and see them time and time again.
I feel like we have a friendship more than a fanship.
Fanship.
Ooh.
Cool word.
I like that. You guys have toured a lot over the past year, been really busy, and one part of concert attendance is merch. Is there anything that you offer up to your fans in the way of merch that's sort of unique and sets you guys apart?
Yeah, one of the first things we did this tour was we got flannels in with What Are You So Scared Of, and that really seemed to work well and connect with people, so we'll definitely be doing that again. Jenna and Cameron wear flannels every day, so it was cool to kind of get a bit of them on merch. And we just done a necklace. Oh, you're not wearing it?
I'm not wearing it today, but we have a necklace that says Just Friends. Instead of, typically you have a heart necklace that says Best Friends, but it's a lyric from our song The Other Side. And that's a song that a lot of our fans connected with. It's about love lost, I suppose, but it tells the story of going from just friends to the relationship to the complication to the just friends again. And yeah, I guess I always try to include a lyric in our merch. It's just one of my favorite parts of being in Tonight Alive is the self-expression. So again, that's another thing that we bond with our fans over.
Very nice. How has your sound evolved from your EP way back in 2009, All Shapes and Disguises, to your upcoming LP?
Oh my gosh, I can't say enough how much has changed.
I think it's just literally we've grown up. I guess we wrote those songs when you were 16, and now Jenna's about to turn 23, and I'm about to turn 25, so it was a long, long time ago.
Well,
it's literally...
Sorry.
Yeah, you go for it. Bump in.
Even like 6 years, 7 years might, I don't know, to me it is a lot, but I guess it's that period of time in your life when you are going from like your mid-teens into your early 20s. I think there's a lot of transitions in that time, and every release we did kind of captured that moment for us and that development of yourself and yeah, learning who you are and what you want to do and what's important to you and how you want to express that. And that's been awesome to have an outlet such as Tonight Alive to do that through.
And the album's all done?
We're halfway through, so literally we play tonight and then we go back to Jersey for another month to finish the new album. Yeah, so we got one more month and then it'll be done. Very much looking forward to that time.
What has the songwriting and recording process been like?
Well, the songwriting was a roller coaster of emotions and other things. It was quite difficult, actually. I mean, we took it upon ourselves. We started writing before The Other Side was out. And those songs, I mean, there's actually only one song from the original batch that will be going on the record. But to me, that just goes to show how much we evolved in that 1.5 2 year period where we were writing this album. Yeah, I think we kind of played out all of our fantasies of what we wanted it to be. Personally, I was really chasing a darker, heavier vibe, and that's my favorite songs that we have put out in the past have been in that sort of vein. But the more we forced things, the more it just wasn't even connecting to ourselves, the people who wrote it. So, yeah, I think we went through a lot and had a lot of outside kind of input, and that was clouding our whole judgment of everything. But by the end of it, we were writing songs that I just feel like are really free-spirited and uplifting, and that's exciting. I can't wait to share them, but I can't wait to feel them in, once they're finished as well, because of course all we know is the demo versions at this point.
And what have you guys learned from recording with David Bendeth?
That we're shit at what we do. David is definitely a very unique person, has a unique style of doing things, and that's one of the reasons that we went to him. I think if we knew what we wanted, we would have just gone back with Dave, who we've done all our other stuff with, but we just really wanted to be pushed in a different way. We wanted to be out of our comfort zone, and we wanted David to kind of Bendeth to pull something out of us, which I think he really has. So yeah, it's definitely been an interesting experience, but we're glad that we had this break now to kind of recap on what we've done in that previous month, and now we're really ready. I'm itching to get back and finish it off, so yeah.
The thing about David is how passionate he is about all of his projects. When we went in, all he couldn't wait to do was show us what he'd been working on with other bands, and yeah, he's really proud of his artists that he works with, and that's been something that I think is really special, and we'll always remember that about making this album, is that he cares about every detail, and that's why he fights you. Those are obviously the difficult days when you butt heads, but you go home at the end of the night knowing that he wasn't fighting for fun. I mean, it's always for the better of the album, and yeah, that's exactly the kind of influence we needed.
I think it's great he realises your potential even when you don't see it, and he really brings it out, but in a different way. You don't realise that he's doing that to you until you go home and you think about what happened during the day, and you're like, oh, okay, that's what he was trying to do, which has been very, very eye-opening, I think, especially for me. So, like songwriting-wise as well. But yeah, it's an exciting time for us, I think. We just got to get it done.
Any thoughts on what the title of the album might be?
Yes,
Yeah, we know.
can't tell. Sorry.
Okay.
But we are so pumped on the title of the record because it just made sense. It was like a light bulb went off and it was like, what if we call it this? And it was in the middle of a different conversation. We were in a van in Japan on the way back to our hotel, and I was just said, Fukayo, it's this. This is the name of the album, and nobody argued or thought twice about it. So yeah, it just feels really good to have a vision so early. I mean, I guess it's not too early. We're wrapping up a record in a month,
Well, we've never known what it was going to be until after the record, but this time we've known exactly what the title was going to be before.
A long damn time to get to that point. Even with the writing, what we were trying to find. So, like I said before, it had to come naturally, and everything by the end did. So, I think people will hear that.
Wait for that final product. Any ideas of a potential release date or month or?
I mean, yeah. I think the thing with this, we just really wanted to take our time. So we're not quite sure yet. We just want to finish it, and we want to see where it's at. We want to get the art done. We want to get everything done, and then just see what feels right for us to do, which is crazy for us because we always try and put it out as fast as we can so we can tour. But this time we're definitely doing a different approach to it, which I think that it needs because it's such a different project for us. So yeah, hopefully it works out.
Basically, our original idea of when we were going to release it was a lot earlier than it probably will. So yeah, it's hard for us to say that because we don't want to disappoint our fans. But I think the wait will be healthy for everyone's listening purposes.
And the wait will be worth it. You've previously had music featured on The Hills and The Amazing Superman 2. What are the benefits of adding your music to a soundtrack?
Well, those have just been kind of chance moments that was just presented themselves to us, and especially with Spider-Man, it it was just a phone call from our marketing manager at Sony in Australia, and he just said, they're looking for this song, can you write it? And we're like, yes, we can. And we wrote 3 songs, and then the last one was The Edge, and it was, no one asked us to change anything. We recorded it with Dave Petrovic, who did the other side. And, you know, we didn't think it was going to be the final product. We just thought we'll present it really well and show the label and see what they think. And they were like, we'll take it just as it is. So, yeah, it's been really cool. Obviously, having that song and the attachment to the soundtrack. And also our video had exclusive content before the movie was released. Those are just really cool features for people to get excited about and be talking about the band in between record cycles, and also getting our music out to people who aren't necessarily going to be exposed to it otherwise.
Definitely a unique way to get your face out there. Another thing you guys do that is another avenue, perhaps, you've worked with some charities. Can you tell me about that work with Animals Australia? And I think it's Ryan. He's not here right now, but he's doing the world's greatest shave.
Oh, Jake, actually, yeah. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think any opportunity we get to support a good cause, of course. I mean, I think anyone would be the same, but it's been cool because on Warped Tour you'll have Keep Abreast Foundation and Invisible Children, and those are just people that we can, and Try Love on Her Arms, that we can go and do a signing with them, and that just draws people and exposes them to the message and the movement. And yeah, I'd like to be much more heavily involved in the future, actually. Animals Australia was really cool. I think in this position that we are in as musicians and having people listen to our music, you also have the power to be influential by sharing much more than just music. And I think
that's a responsibility as well. I think once you're in that position, you should be doing that. You should be promoting positivity, really, and that's what we try and do. And I mean, any foundation that does that, we want to be a part of as well. So yeah, as Jen said, we just try and do the much as we can. And yeah, Jake's doing the shave, which is very funny because his hair's super long.
Longest hair in the band.
And I think he's donating it for a wig as well, which is really cool. Yeah, so
I guess for us, it's just cool to be a voice, especially with Animals Australia. I mean, to be a voice for someone who doesn't have a voice, and yeah, I'm just proud to share what we believe in. People get excited and they get on board. So we're just kind of the passage for a message coming from a greater place.
Very nice. So up next is recording. What comes next after that?
Well, to be honest, we're going to disappear for a second. We're going to go back to Sydney and prepare for the album release and make sure everything's ready, prepped and primed. And we're going to make some music videos, and we'll be releasing tour dates, and we'll be releasing our album art and name and the track listing and everything in time. But basically, I think it's time for us to step away from touring until we have the record out. And so next year we'll be headlining in festivals and really exciting stuff.
Excellent. Well, stay tuned for much more from Tonight Alive. This is Jackie. Thanks to All Access and In the Key of Change. Thank you.